All right, let's get into it. You've probably heard the term DevOps thrown around all over the place, but what does it actually mean? In this explainer, we're going to unpack what it is, the huge problem it was created to solve, and why it's completely changed the game for how companies build software today.
So, to really understand DevOps, you first have to go back to the classic conflict it was born from. It's a tale of two teams, both absolutely vital to the business, but whose goals actually put them in direct opposition to one another.
So on one side, you've got Dave. Dave's a developer. His whole world is about creating new products, new features, fixing bugs. He wants his brilliant code to get out to users right now. But he's always frustrated, because it feels like it takes forever, sometimes weeks or even months for his work to actually see the light of day.
And on the other side, we have Anna. She's in operations. Her number one mission, the thing she gets paid for, is keeping everything stable, reliable, and online. No downtime. So for her, every new piece of code from Dave isn't a cool new feature. It's a risk. It's a potential bug that could crash the entire system.
And that's the heart of the problem, right? Dave is judged on speed, and Anna is judged on stability. These two goals are fundamentally in conflict, and what you get is this invisible wall of friction between them that just grinds everything to a halt, slowing down the whole business.
And this is where DevOps comes in. Now, it's not a tool you can buy, and it's not a single job title. Think of it as a cultural and professional movement. The whole point is to tear down that wall. It's about creating a new way of working together, one that lets us move fast and stay stable at the same time.
So how do we actually do that? Well, a great way to understand the philosophy behind it is a framework called CALMS. It gives us 5 pillars that really are the bedrock of any solid DevOps transformation.
This quote right here gets to the absolute core of it. See, DevOps doesn't solve technology problems. It solves people problems. It is first and foremost about culture. You can have all the fancy automation in the world, but if you don't have a culture of trust and collaboration, none of it will matter.
So let's break down CALMS. The C is for culture, which we just said is job number 1. Then comes A for automation, getting rid of all that repetitive, boring manual work so people can focus on what matters. L is for lean, which is all about spotting and eliminating waste and making tiny improvements all the time. M is for measurement, because we need data to know if we're actually getting better, not just guessing. And finally, S is for sharing, breaking down those silos and making sure knowledge and successes are spread across the whole organization.
Okay, building on that philosophy, Gene Kim gave us this brilliant concept called the 3 ways. You can think of these as the fundamental principles that guide how work actually flows in a DevOps world. The first way is all about systems thinking. This is a huge mental shift. Instead of Dave and Anna just focusing on their one little piece of the puzzle, everyone starts looking at the performance of the entire system, from the moment an idea is born, all the way until it's delivering value to a customer. The goal is to make that whole flow as fast and smooth as possible.
The second way is to amplify feedback loops. This is critical. It means we need to create super fast, constant communication flowing from right to left, from operations back to development. So if Dave's change causes a problem, Anna's team can send that info back immediately. This lets them fix issues when they're small, before they become massive disasters, and learn from them so they don't happen again.
And the third way really brings it all home, creating a culture of continual experimentation and learning. This is where you build a high-trust environment where it's safe for people to take smart risks. Failure isn't something to be punished. It's seen as a vital opportunity to learn and get better. This is the soil where true innovation actually grows.
Okay, so we've talked about the philosophy, the why, but what does this actually look like in the real world? What are the top-tier tech companies doing day to day? Let's get into the concrete technical practices that make all this possible.
By now, the best of the best have pretty much settled on a set of 7 core pillars. Things like trunk-based development, where everyone works off the same main branch to keep changes small and fast, or comprehensive CI/CD pipelines, which are these amazing automated workflows that build, test, and deploy code for you. Then you have infrastructure as code, which is like having a blueprint for your entire system written down in files so it's perfectly repeatable. And GitOps, which uses a code repository as the one and only source of truth for managing everything. It's a whole suite of practices built for both speed and safety.
So what kind of results does this get you? Take a look at this number. Over 200,000. That is how many times Shopify deploys new code to production, every single month. That kind of scale is it's literally impossible without this level of automation. Or what about this? 25,000.
That's roughly how many automated canary deployments Netflix does per day. A canary deployment is a brilliant technique where you release new code to just a tiny fraction of your users first. It's like having a safety net, letting you catch problems before they affect everyone.
And check this out. Less than 9 minutes. That's the average time it takes for a developer at the digital bank Nubank to write a line of code, commit it, and have it live in production, ready for customers. It's just an incredible display of speed and efficiency.
Now, these numbers are mind-blowing, for sure, but it all brings us back to the most important question. So what? Why does this actually matter for a business? What's the real bottom-line value of doing all this?
Well, it really comes down to 3 huge benefits. First, you get your ideas to market way faster, letting you outmaneuver your competition. Second, you see a massive increase in quality and reliability, which means fewer outages and much happier customers. And third, your entire organization just becomes more effective, because you're freeing up your smartest people to innovate instead of constantly putting out fires.
This chart really says it all. The old way of thinking forced you into a terrible trade-off. You could either move fast, or you could be stable, but you couldn't be both. But DevOps proves that's a false choice. Techniques like those canary deployments we talked about are the key. They let you move at incredible speeds because your risk is contained. You can test in production safely, and that's what allows teams to break free and move into that top right quadrant where you are both low risk and lightning fast.
So all of this leads to a pretty exciting question. I mean, if this is how good things are today, what's around the corner? Remember, DevOps isn't a final destination. It's a journey of continuous improvement. So what's the next leg of that journey?
Well, we're already seeing the next wave start to form. Just imagine AI that can write an entire deployment pipeline for you from a simple sentence. We're seeing GitOps principles being applied to things far beyond applications, like databases and machine learning models. We're even seeing sustainability become a factor, with carbon-aware systems that run builds when the power grid is greenest. It's a field that is always evolving. The journey never really ends.